Hello, stream started.
What? Hello. 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 Welcome. Hello. Hello. So, remember that I mentioned that my mug was chipped? I figured out what happened. You see, after washing the mugs, I placed them on my cup, my coffee cup, my mug. Yeah. I placed them on the counter to dry, right? I have a little like drying rack for the stuff. Well, my cat knocked the thing down the other night. And I noticed because the sound was loud enough that I actually woke up in the middle of the night and went to check. I believe then my mug got chipped from the cat knocking down the thing. I was thinking about it. And then I was like, oh wait, that happened actually. Yeah. Classic cat behavior indeed. Indeed. Yeah. Ah. Also, I've been like letting my hair like grow out without dyeing it, so it like goes back to being healthy. Slowly for surely. Yes. Now it's not uneven. The part that was fried out of existence is like back to the same length. Yeah, I did grow back. It's now more or less even. Yes. Now I'm just going to let it like go back to being healthy. Yes. I also learned something. Turns out I didn't have to like bleach it so much to get to the point where I could like get the white hair. Yeah. And the rest are directions you don't remember? Yeah. I figured out that way I can do it without like killing my hair. And I figured out like the last time I dyed, I actually figured it out. Yeah. I can actually go to white now. Yes. But first I want my hair to be like healthy. Yeah. Ah. Yes, the method has been found. In a way that I won't like completely murder my hair. Yes. Now I just need my hair to go back to being healthy. And then I might dye it again. But first, I need my hair to recover. Yes. Yes. Also because I figured out how to like heal my hair for the most part. Now my hair is like extremely healthy. The new one. Yes. Which is quite nice. Yeah. Yeah. You know the funny thing is that my hair is like perfectly healthy from like around here to around here. That is the new hair, right? And then we have like medium quality, and then we have just the remnants of the apocalypse, like from here down. Which is quite funny. Also because of that, my hair is like black from here to around here, then blonde, and then completely murdered like platinum right here. Yeah. Napolitan hair? Yeah, pretty much. Yes. But it's getting there. I will eventually go back to healthy hair. It won't take long. Yeah. But yes, I figured out that how to do that. Indeed. I was thinking, there is no like I was reading an isekai the other day, and I was like realizing that no isekai has like a competent like protagonist. I came to realize that. What I mean is that every protagonist is given an unfair advantage.
Is that Wingding's text I see?
Yes, indeed, that is Wingdings. Yes, because it looks kinda cool. Also, hello. Hello. Every protagonist gets given like an unfair advantage. Yeah. Yes, but they usually have like for them to really get going, they have an unfair like superpower, right? Where it is like knowledge from the future, like regression or time travel, or they have knowledge from the modern era that they for some reason is an advantage where they are, or they get superpowers. Because even Lloyd from the Great State Developer, he has knowledge from construction that he shouldn't have. Right? Well, you can expect a very loser con, or could she want to be able to be a protagonist without those? Yes. But it is strange that there is like no cases of it. Right? It's like weird if you think about it. Because, for example, nearly every single skill I have that is like not physical would be useless in isekai, fantasy, high fantasy isekai, right? If you make me average, my programming skill, my engineering skill, my like pretty much everything I know will be nearly useless. Because either I don't have the money to execute my knowledge on a grand scale, or like I don't have the support or political power to actually implement them in a significant scale, right? Also, hello, they said. Hello. Welcome, welcome. So I was thinking, my only like skills that would like serve a purpose would be my fencing and rescue skills, right? Because my medical knowledge is like next non-existent. I could maybe save a person with a stab wound, right? But there is no guarantee I can actually allow them to survive. My strength is like next to none. My most like significant like power would be my brain and my financing like knowledge. Yeah. So I will probably survive like as a merchant. That's how I will make like a shit ton of money. Because I know how take advantage of that kind of stuff, right? But I wouldn't be like overpowered in any way. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I will meet my match like really, really fast. Yeah. Yeesh. Yeah. That's why, even in my lore, the powers I got are merely utilitarian. Yeah. They're not really like functional unless you like know how to use them. Yeah. Yeah, I was saying that there is like no capable like isekai protagonist that you set them with this exact same skills and anyone in the world, and they have to stand not by the skills they have or the knowledge they have, but by their own merit, right? There is like no isekai that has that. I was reading one where this noble lady is given a ring that allows her to read minds, right? And that's when I realized if you remove the ring, she would like not succeed like at all. Yeah. What adventure does Kazuma have? Well, a lot actually. He has the goddess by inside. She's OP. Even though she's like technically a very situational like trap card. She's OP. by many ways. Also, his party is technically very OP. You have like a one-time nuke. You have the basically immortal paladin, even though he's not really functional in offensive sense. She's like a nonsensical, powerful tank. And you have a nuke, and then you have infinite revives. That's very OP. Like nonsensically OP. You don't like when the heroes have a safety net? Yeah, that's true. Unless they made it themselves. Yeah. Yes. That's why I really like Overlord. Because even though the main character is like really OP, his actions have like really heavy consequences. Yeah. Like I believe in the anime he actually killed like good people quite a bit. Yeah. What an isekai with any advantage would look like? You were expecting a Sun Silver Energy simulator? Well, Overlord is very politically heavy. Yeah. And that's what I like. Because it was like taking D&D and applying like flat over a world. Yeah. I like that quite a lot. Then again, on the later seasons, when they start like introducing like the power armor and that kind of stuff, I really didn't like that. Yeah. I would prefer it to remain fantasy. But an isekai without any advantages, it would be like a role like, I believe. Where any advantage you have is like circumstantial. Something that you got either by luck or you somehow managed to get by skill, but it is not really a guarantee that will you succeed. Yeah. Basically. I believe the roguelikes are like you being a civilian putting yourself into the shoes of the hero, right? And every attempt is a different civilian trying to be the hero. A coward as a protagonist? Not really. It would have to be someone that is like dirty tactics. That would work, but it's not like required to be dirty to actually succeed. Yeah. Maybe someone who is like who can plan ahead, right? Like someone who starts with an average guy protagonist would work well if the goal was of the story just to explore unique setting the author had built. Yeah, that's true. But I think like a protagonist that is like powerful but not in a cheating way would be like, for example, a guy that is thrown into a different world. He gets to the nearest city, right? By luck, doesn't run into any problems. In there, he gets some money by begging, then wanders around the city while still begging and gathering money and checking the prices of the goods. Looks for example, a price difference between zone A and zone B, and he noticed that he can buy something on zone A and sell it on zone B to get a profit, right? He repeats this a few times during like a week to get enough to rent a place to stay and get food, right? Then using the profit, he can, for example, pay to go from the city to a different one, right? In a caravan. And that's the idea, right? Something anyone can do if they actually try. Yes. Because, for example, something that I know as someone who is handling the money for a large corporation, well, a medium-sized corporation, even within like a radius of like 500 meters, there are price differences for the same good. Yeah. Yes, without more resistance, it's easier to embezzle money. That's indeed correct. So, if you want your hero to play fair, there is ways to actually succeed. Yeah. But you have to watch out if someone is not doing that already. You see, the detail here is that you are like overestimating the willingness of someone who is cheating to actually put in the effort. Usually, someone who cheats doesn't actually put in the effort, right? So they leave a lot of gaps. Because I can actually see it on the family business. There is like this really like high gap for someone to actually compete with us, right? But there is no one doing it. Because they don't want to go to the effort that we do, where we are actually like checking other states for factories and new products. And then we pay after buying the goods from the factory to being transported into the city where I am and then distributed, right? And we can set our price here in the city because no one has the products. We have basically a monopoly, right? And it's not like we are suppressing the competence. Simply there is no one that actually bothers to try. Yeah. Especially on industries where the amount of money you earn is like lesser to a different one. For example, if you have let's say computers, right? If you see that if you put your money on like computers, you get 400% of your invest, and then you see a different industry like this luxury goods industry, that if you put it there, you get only 200. You are going to prioritize the 400, right? So the place where the competence is isn't the ones where you get the most bang for your buck, right? But that means the other like lesser potential inversions are ignored by most people.
Hand pink waving. Hey
Hello.
everyone.
Hello. Welcome, Taylor. Hello. You have no idea how easy is to find like holes in industries that are like not that sought after. Yeah. Hello. Second edition language barrier? Yeah, but that could be solved very easily. You just need to learn. Then again, it depends about, I suppose, on your like learning skills. Yeah. Because for example, I can master, well, not master. Oh, I could get like relatively good at a language in maybe 6 months to a year if I actually try. Yeah. Yes. Diseases? That would be like, what call it? Not that difficult. Because if you know the regular like hygiene on modern times, you probably will be able to avoid most diseases, right? Because you can tell where is the danger, basically. The danger would be unknown diseases. And that's where you need to gather information. That it will be like what I mentioned, where you explore the city and check for price gaps and difference in like the selling goods. Yes. So you will need to do some research. Yes. Like I said, if you put the effort, you should be able to handle it. Yeah. Yeah, that would be a big issue. Yes. But then that would be like based on luck, right? Yeah. That would be like up to luck. Yeah. And it just happens sometimes. Yes. Yeah. But yeah, most isekai protagonists, I feel like they are very cheaty. You give them like an unfair advantage. Yeah. Which is not something I enjoy. I would prefer a capable protagonist. Yeah. That's why I had so many like high hopes for some of the JoJo protagonists from the other anime we watched the other month. That's why I always kept my hopes up. I was like, finally, maybe something interesting. Especially when I see a protagonist that is willing to run instead of stand their ground and get themselves killed. Yeah. There was this one shot where an isekai protagonist just became an working at a restaurant because he didn't have any key skills. Yeah. Someone who basically doesn't really want to try or put the effort, or maybe doesn't have the skill. Yeah, you will just end up like that. Yes. Because, for example, even if I like have this knowledge of math and programming and the like different functions and mathematical theories and everything else, it's not really, what to call it, that useful without a computer, right? So it's not something I can really use. Yeah. Maybe a debuff that can be somewhat exploited, like the curse of your mirror. Yeah. That would be really good, actually. Something that is just a debuff, that if you use it smartly, it can be very useful. Yeah. That reminds me of this, like, story I read about what to call it? It was this protagonist, I don't remember the name of the manga. It was a protagonist who had like this curse that any equipment they wore, whatever the stat bonuses it gave, it will get it as the buffs. So they couldn't like wear like weapons and armor. Yeah, and it was very interesting at first, seeing the person like having to resort to do whatever they could to actually fight. Yeah, at first I thought it was like just a negative, right? And they had to like improvise every time. But then it became that it was an inversion element. So they could use like curse, armor, and weapons because any debuffs became like good things. Like curse that would like poison you or damage you in some way. It would heal them. Yeah. So it became very OP very fast. And I didn't like that. Yeah. Yeah, I did have some body horror. I believe was based on the Uzumaki, on the spiral. Yeah. I eventually stopped reading because it just kind of bored me. Yeah. Yes. Shall we move on to the game development now?
Hello, stream started.
Hello.
Is that Wingding's text I see?
It is. Hello.
Hand pink waving, hey everyone.
Okay. So, let's see where we stopped before. Yeah, so far I have not found like a one good like protagonist that I really like. Okay, I think this one is working fine, right? Yeah, this one is working fine. There is the occasional like malfunction of the pathfinding, but we can figure out that later. Okay, let's give it a try with the next monster. Violent Seagull. You say it like as if it was like something unexpected. I believe most seagulls are violent. At least every seagull I have run into has been not very friendly. We did the slime, I believe, also. I don't know why it feels like very big. The slime for some reason. Oh wow, you're stuck. Yeah, the pathfinding has some issues I need to fix. Why are you like colliding? Huh? Yeah, I think the ouch. Something's wrong here. Hold on. I thought the slime was fixed. Escalation, your pet teacher once grabbed 1 meter. Wow. Let's see the book. I set it true, so maybe I'm just overriding. I'm overriding. Okay. Come on. Oh wow. I see. You're actually colliding with something there. So your size is too big. Why is that? That's just attacking? That just interrupted. Okay. So the issue is the side of the collision. Did I modify this before? Or something? Ah, okay. It's because of this. I see. Ah. You had an idea? What kind of idea? An isekai where the protagonist is a cheat but they are not really glazed? What would that be like? They don't get the respect they deserve? Oh, so only if they do something correct, they actually get like praise? But that would mean just by the fact they have like the cheats, they would get lots of praise, in theory. And plus this, I can make it this much. Okay, let's see. So the issue here lies on the size of the collision. Collision radius. And here I set it to 6. So here, specifically for our slime, or the slime, we will need collision radius of 16, so we don't like hit the walls. Maybe a little smaller, we will see. It doesn't feel like it changed anything. Yeah, it didn't change anything. Hold on. Oh, I see. How about I just set it over here? Wait, when do I do the calculation?
Hello, Krusty Kreme.
Yeah, that's not working correctly. Hello, Joshua. Hello. Maybe a cheetah uses the memories of other people of the progenies as fuel so that every good action that they do is forgotten? That would be interesting. But wouldn't that like end with them like becoming the villain? Okay, so here are inherent the event, right? So this is what we have. I set the pathfinding here. So when we actually run the functions here, where do we do the reset grid? Reset grid, I'm using collision radius right there. Huh. So that should be like working. Why is this not like behaving the way I think it should? Yeah, it should work if I put it like this. Depends on what kind the protagonist is. No, they will end up as a villain really easily. Because, think about it. You go and say to NPC A, okay, I will go and capture the man who killed your family. And you go and do it. But then, in a different mission, you consume that memory, right? So, this NPC, the only memory they have is that you said you were going to do it, and you never did. Right? And then you would be like the person known for breaking their like promises. The one who abandons missions. Right? You will be like seen as a charlatan. So you would like very fast, even if the oldest ones are consume first, or you let like the hero choose, it would be the same. Eventually, you will run out of memories, right? So little by little, you will become like a charlatan, a pretend hero that never actually does what they said they would. Yeah. Yeah, it's nice that you're showing up. Yes. Especially because apparently I actually require quite a lot of help with the coding. Okay, so here we're triggering this. I see the radius is 6 right there for the reset grid. Okay, let's continue. And we trigger again. Why are we triggering twice? Oh wow, it's triggering a lot. Hold on, maybe I should just put it at the very end, so we don't like do that. Oh, there we go. Now you're working. Huh. How convenient. Now you're working. Wow. Now that I put a debug break on the code, suddenly the damn thing is working. Ain't that interesting? Just because I put a break, now suddenly it works. I need to reduce this. How about I set it to 12? That's not correct. There we go. Now that's more normal. I'm still not like managing a path. Ah, it got stuck. Why are you stuck there? Is the question. I believe it should fit through there, right? Maybe the collider is too big? Maybe I should do it a little bit smaller? Just that you had an extra argument in a function and it wouldn't even compile? Yeah. For example, you want to see something awesome? You see this little tab down here that says compile errors? Take a look at this. No compile errors to show, right? But if I check, where is it? I remember I saw here. Look. Look at this nonsensical amount of errors in the code and warnings all over the place. And yet, no compiled errors to show. Ain't that lovely? Okay, I believe the size of the collision box of this line is not correct. I think I will reduce this by a little bit. Currently we are 32 wide, so maybe I will drop like 8 on each side. So this will go to 3 and 31 would become my brain is not computing. 28? 27. And I will do the same here. 3 and 27. That way we have like a little wiggle room on all sides. You turn yours off? I was thinking maybe customizing my own instead of turning it off. Oh, that is like colliding with the edge. Can you find your way here? No, because you're colliding with the edge. Yeah, maybe I should like shrink the pathfinding thing a little bit. Let's see. Let's go for 8. I was thinking maybe personalizing my own. Because something very funny happened to me the other day. Now it's working normally. Good. Ah. Well, not perfectly, but he's kind of there. How about the cheat that buffs that equivalents to the buff you apply in another? That depends. Are you talking you get a buff equivalent to the debuff you put on someone else? Or just saying you can debuff someone willingly as long as you buff a different stat of theirs also? Or you put the debuff on yourself and buff the stat on that? That would be interesting, yes. Slime does look fatter? Yeah, I changed the sprite just to see how it looked. The debuff applies to the characters. Does the buff also apply to the caster? Or it has to be another? On another? That would be interesting. Somewhere where you have to buff others? Yeah. Chubby slime? Indeed. It has to be 4 numbers. Yosha. Also, there is no space. You can only buff the vote yourselves? It would be interesting, but it sounds like you will die very easily. Yeah. Is it called locked? Lockbox, right? It's not in past tense, it's in present. Lockbox. Yeah. There you go. That's why the protagonist would have to be smart about it. Yeah. Another skill that maybe would be very interesting to make a character around would be a copy, where you can copy a skill of the enemy or their stats, but with the merit, like you are like 50% of whatever you copy. That would be interesting. Let's see. So I believe the slime is working now. Let's check this nail next. So let's kill this and put my snail in place. This nail has no sprite yet. I've been thinking maybe I should add more music to my repertoire. I think it's necessary. I forgot it was invisible. Let me fix that. Snail. I need I do have a movement, right? Okay. I just need an alert, I believe. And wandering. Yeah. Ah, I forgot to refresh it. Damn it. Let me refund you the alert. One moment. One moment. One moment. Yes, I have a little bug where I need to refresh at the start of every stream. I need to refresh the alerts, or they don't play. Yeah. So that's a bit of an issue. Yeah. That I have not actually tried to solve, but I need to. So there you go. You have your alert back. Yeah. Oh wow, you wasted no time, huh? Let's see. Let's give it a try. Let's just check how the... did I forget to... I forgot to put the sprites. Whoops. I need that all. Let's duplicate this. Remove them over here. Are you stacking stuff already? Really? There is another bug where whenever I have like ears like this, the people in the stream can actually queue alerts. So whenever my ears disappear in a few minutes, it will trigger. You just place once. Wait, it has to be out. I tap. Out. Out. Need no spam is jump scare? Yeah. Okay, that's for the alerts. For wandering was what again? The wandering is WDG. Okay. I will copy the movements. WDG. I've been thinking, the way I make this in Maker is that I'm taking advantage of my own like way of like contracting the words to create like a system where I can literally just create the file with correct name and my code will like automatically set the sprites to whatever I need it to be, right? How do other people handle the sprites?
What you doing?
Hello, Semo. Hello, welcome. I'm making a game based on the Legend of Zelda, the original one. Yeah. Hello. Welcome, welcome. How do other people handle the sprites? It seems to be working this. Oh, wow. Really? It seems like he's getting interrupted. I need to check this nail. Let's see. Is nail. So we have on Snail with a bunch of dead code, which is quite lovely. We have the attack animation and attack animation. So it just remains on an attack animation. On wind up, we go straight to attack. Do I need actually to do that? Wind up. Where is wind up? Wind up. Animation attack end. We go straight to attack. So I don't actually need this function. Overwrite it. Please just keep us That actually made me jump. Okay, we have a step here. This is what triggers the attack. I see. So we're using movement. We're checking if the state was interrupted. The behavior of the snail should be pretty much the same as the behavior of the seagull. But one just can fly and the other cannot. So maybe I will just copy this code right here. I believe I'm not using this anymore. This function right here. And here I have an attack just is a basic sprite change. So how about I just move this over here? I will just say on attack and I will just grab everything here. Actually not here. I need the one from the seagull. Where are you? Here. All this code. I will just move it. I can delete this. And I just put this here. Right, that should trigger an attack. And that means this, because I don't have code here, I can just delete it. And that should fix the behavior of the snail. You know the jump is good when you jump scare yourself? Yeah. That is actually pretty good. I think we do the animation to get the sprite the same way. Asset ID, get the base name plus fixed name. Yes, actually I have something very similar. Yeah. Come here. Let's see. Do you attack? Ah! It crashed.
Element of surprise!
That actually caught me also. Ah. Okay, let me check definitions. Ouch. Ouch, that just hurt my ears. That was not a jump scare. Roam with. Mass HP, I believe that's fine. Okay, that should fix that. Why did it crash again? Variable objects change speed. No set paper reading. I see. It's because the seagull has a charge speed value. And I believe I set it to 4 before? I don't remember. We will check. Oh wow, that's quite the thing. Are you okay? It booked out. I need to check the collision box. So let's see. What is your collision box? Is now idle down. Okay. Yes, you need to buy it. The command is exclamation mark VTuber shop cat ears and no, excuse me, exclamation mark VTuber shop buy cat ears. Yes. Okay, what is the collision max? Quite small actually. Huh. So in theory you should be doing fine. Why are you like hitting the edge? Yeah, you just need to change list for buy and the name of the item. Yeah. That worked quite clean. Well, it got like stuck there, but... Oh wait, maybe I should do now that I think about it. So there is this thing I failed to add here. So the obstacle list. Where is it? Not here. On the parent. Any parent? Obstacle list. I have like this list right here, right? Ah, there you go. I want to add something here, and that would be objects underscore I want to add the barrels and the crates. So that would be barrel, object, crate. And I want the rock also, so object underscore rock. So now they will be taken into account when we do the pathfinding, right? I still getting stuck. Oh wow, that was scary. Ouch. Huh. Oh wow. He's not like attacking when the... Whoa, whoa. He's getting stuck. I can see that now. Preventive muse. What did you guys do? Hold on. Now you had me concerned. Oh. Oh, so that's what you did. Let's see. Obstacle list, but then right after you are doing obstacle list equals. Ah, that's because of this. Let me show you. So this little function right here, what it does is that I check if the layer exists, right? And if it not, I just return the array, right? Then what I do is grab the ID of the layer. Then I add it to the array and then return the array. Yeah. So I'm not really overwriting the array. I'm just concatenating the ID of the layer to it. Yes. I'm just trying to save doing this all over and over. Yeah. That's just it. I'm just adding the ID of the array. Ouch.
Element of surprise! Element of surprise!
It's not over yet? Apparently not.
Element of surprise!
Ouch. 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 I don't even remember what I was thinking. Ah!
Ricardo Lucori bites the dust and it's getting timed out for 1 min.
And then he commit seppuku. Huh. Yes, that's the explode command. If you want to like self-destruct, there you have it. I no longer remember what I was thinking. Oh yeah, there was this issue with the size of the collision. Okay, so just so you get a check of my function, this is what I do to get the different sprites for the character. Basically, I just use my nomenclature. I say a sprite, character, state, and the direction they are facing. Yeah. Then I just pull the sprite up. If it's empty, I just throw an error. Yeah. Just so you're aware. And I think I can skip a step here if I do this. Now, I believe when the thing goes into attack mode, the collision mass is like different. Yeah, this is round. 823, that would be what? 15 in size? And the thing here, this is 10 to 21, that would be 11. And 8 to 24, this is bigger. This is 16. If you log add-in message gets many messages bloated, it will lag your game and the engine? Really? That's weird. You would think it would be like reasonably like functional. You didn't ask what the engine was lagging? Yeah. Sounds about right, actually. Should I use this 823 instead? To make it like more centered. And that way we don't have the issue from before, in theory. Ah, ouch, ouch. This guy is like very aggressive. At least it's not getting stuck anymore. I say as it gets stuck. You will use a single line collision sprite? What did you put there? I didn't see. Did you try to use 0000? Really? Why is this like stuck? It can move there, but when it switches like direction, it's like not working right there. Why are you like getting stuck? Huh. That's weird. Hold on. That is big indeed, but it shouldn't be affecting the movement. Do I not set the same as sprite? I see. There we go. That should fix it. Are you going to go like number by number all the way? Wow, these things are like very nasty, huh? If you're not careful. Oh, wow. I think there is an issue with the thing. So we're going back to interrupted here, right? And on interrupted, what am I doing exactly? Interrupted on attack, animation end, uninterrupted. I cleared the list. I'm going to stand down. That is if I hit something right here. Yeah, you do have like plenty of capital. I will admit that. So maybe I should like change it. Instead of going into hunting when we hit the wall, maybe I should just go into wind down. Because we're already on attack, right? So I can just go wind down. Like that. That way it shouldn't be like dashing every time. Maybe I should make the collision a little bit bigger. For this one also. Let's see. We need collision radius to be Let's put it at 12. Just so it doesn't like get stuck. But it gets stuck right there then. Yeah, maybe 12 is too much. I'll put it at 8. That's not working quite also. Still getting stuck. Maybe I should like do a check to try to get unstuck somehow. Ow, ow. Leave me alone. Because it happens from time to time, right? Where they just get stuck. Also, it goes straight into attacking with no wind up. Well, I suppose it only happens on the verticals, huh? Oh, no, there it actually charged normally. There it didn't, it just went straight into attack. So maybe I need to, when we're going to wind up, I need to change the animation to go straight back to 0. Let's see. On wind up animation ends. No, that's not it. From moving, it should be going to state counting, check attack. This is animation wind up. I should set the thing to 0, right? What was it? Image index to 0. That way it won't like skip the animation. Like this. There we go. That looks more clean. It's still like hitting the wall apparently. Okay, that looks way more manageable. Aquí. Hmm. Okay, now that we have that one fixed, let's see. We're done with the first dungeon's enemies. Now it's time to check the second dungeon enemies, which might be more troubling. So let's see. First we have our dear bunny. My crappy looking bunny. Let's see how it behaves. Bunny ears for the bunny enemy. It disappears. Oh, it goes very fast. The bunny is racing. And then it tries to attack. Can you do damage? It's a little bit far away. Maybe I should cut it a little bit. Ow. And then you went too close. Let me check the state of this. So our bunny is not using the down sprites. Don't you do bunny, bunny, bunny? Yes, there is bunny ears. Let's see, what's the collision box here? The whole image, lovely. And this image is 16 by 16, so that should not be a problem. I could maybe set it a little bit more like round. Make it more clean. And then I can set this over here to clear that. And I wanted to check the attack. Let's see, attack. Larger collision mask. Yeah, I was using the thing to determine the damage. Okay. So let's check on the bunny real quick. First, let's make the alerting. Alert. I also need the wandering. So idle. Over there. And see out. Just so it doesn't go invisible. Yeah. We have this. We will do the wandering. So WDG, I believe, was it? WDG. Okay, so that should prevent the bunny from going invisible. Let's see. Now that we have that, I need to check the actual code of the pony. So we don't have only a create, we have a wind up, and we get the melee front on 16 difference. Recreate the shockwave. We change into attack. This one on animation end just self-destructs. Is considered a projectile. Okay, that's fine. And the detection range is a little bit big. Let's drop these to... Actually, no, that's fine. Let's drop this, the attack range to 16. That way, it will get close enough. Hello. Come here. Oh, I forgot of the speed. Ow. 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 Ouch. Okay, it seems to be working fine. The only issue maybe is that when the thing is moving, it kinda goes into the position of the player. Which is something I don't want. The typo. Okay, so the bunny is working kinda okay-ish. I don't like the fact that the enemies can run into the player. I'm trying to think of how to solve that without, like, affecting the structure and everything. I'm just watching the spamming chat. Let's see. Okay. So I think I might need to modify the movement algorithm, but let's leave that for later. The bond is working now. Let's check the board. This guy's a chunky boy. That noise, wow. Yeah, the rabbit one is like not quite there, but I believe it has a bug that is shared among all enemies. So I will like set it later. I will sort that later. Yeah. For this I need to add the states also. Why is this one so loud? That one is surprisingly loud. Okay, that's that. And then I need the movement one for the wandering. And we will set it up. I never made the the pipe is the worst. I also think the pipe is the worst. It also made me a little bit sad that the one I like, nobody uses. There is the hole. I think I need to add more. Yeah. Oh wow. It's like getting stuck. So I need to modify the size of the collision. Or I do down. I don't know how to set this one correctly. I could set it to just 16 on the collision for this one, so that issue doesn't happen. That's probably a better idea than trying to mess with the collision box. I could simply say collision radius equals 16, and I should maybe fix it. Oh wow, maybe 16 is too much. I need to reduce that a little bit. Let's go to 14. That blocked everything. There we go, now it's moving. Ah! It crashed. Lovely. Wow. Grind target vector 2. Okay, I know what the issue is. Apparently, this code is still somewhere. Let me check. It's not here, definitely. So, where is that triggering exactly? Oh, it's right there actually. I'm blind. Why is this pointing to the slime? Sprite underscore more arrow down. There you go. Now, is he trying to attack? Ah, shit. Okay, the attack range is a little bit too short. Let's see. Attack range. Let's set this to from width. That way it will have like the possibility to attack from the other side of the room. Ow. Ow, 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 ow. Wow. It seems to be behaving quite fine. Did you get stuck? Ah, yeah, it was attacking. I might need to modify the attack script because it's getting stuck. Yeah. Then again, given the code I have here, I can basically use the one used for the bird. again. Birdie. This one. Hmm. Yeah. You have a mute button, but you don't know if you will make it on time. Hmm. Mask index equals the same as sprite. Yeah, but I don't want to like set it the same as the sprite. I want it to set it to something specific. Oh wait, I forgot to set it at the... Now I get it. I get what you mean. Charge speed equals 4. And I need to do the thingy over here. Actually, no, that's fine as it is, I think. Hold on. Because the thing is like not always the same. So that should be correct in theory. Ouch. 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 I need to modify, at least on the attack, I need to modify the collision box. Maybe make it more like round. And 1 pixel extra to the right and to the left. So it's not like perfectly in line with the edge. Oh, what he did is, you see, even though I don't really stream on Twitch, my code actually checks the Twitch chat. So if you type a code when I'm streaming on a command on a Twitch chat while I'm streaming, it will actually execute, but it won't show on YouTube. Yeah. That's a little detail. Yeah. Should I change the collisions for everything? Because I feel like I kinda need to.
Seems a little convoluted.
Hello. Hello, Glass. Hello, welcome, welcome. I'm surprised on how regularly you appear on my stream, given that it should be very late for you. Hello. It is very convoluted. Indeed. Especially because these sprites are temporary. So this will probably get completely modified once I replace them. Yeah. Is 530 really? Wow. That's why you slap the
Below me,
max in the
waving
squid
hand
one,
emoji.
right? So you don't have the... Yes, but the issue, you see, the issue I have right here is that even though I want to do that, you see, this is not the same as this. Can you tell why? Because one is like a vertical collision box and the other one is horizontal. So I cannot equate them because of the appearance of the enemy. That's the issue. That's the huge problem I have here. That's the detail that I have. That's the issue with this particular enemy. Yeah. Because it's not like perfectly fitting into the thing is what causes the issue. Yeah. And I don't even know if what I'm doing actually is going to work. I might need to make a special case for this guy. So far, so good. There, you see? Right there, he's stuck. Which is annoying. He's trying to attack, but he can't. He can't move. If I get close, he will hit me. Probably. Yeah, you see? Isn't it top down? It should be smaller anyway. Yes, but I don't want like the player to feel cheated if they like barely like graze the enemy and it doesn't do any damage, right? Because of the collision box. Like right here. The moment it changed direction, that's when you know you did damage, right? But before, every single strike, it missed. Yeah. That's an issue. So this enemy is going to be tricky. What to do? What to do? This one not. It's not even like as I want it. There we go. 724. Well, the enemy is kind of working as long as it doesn't get too close to the walls. I'm trying to think of a way to make these like visible. Maybe I could like make the sprite a little bit smaller. That could be like an option. Separate hitboxes for collision and damage. That would mean I would need to rewrite the whole damage algorithm because it's using the sprites. And that would mean I will have to go back and like make a collision box for every enemy. For the damage, I mean. For the hitbox. The issue basically is that this particular enemy, because of the shape they have, right? That is like an ellipse. If you are like near a wall and you are like moving vertically, right? When you suddenly switch directions, what happens is it rotates around its edge. So it overlaps with the wall like this, right? So this part right here makes the movement algorithm think that they are like hitting the wall whenever it tries to move away from it. So it detects the collision, right? So that cancels the movement because it thinks it's actually hitting something, right? But it's like clipping the wall. That's basically the issue. Reduce the hitbox on the rear. That could work for the pathfinding, right? The issue is that if the player tries to attack the thing and is looking away, a piece of the hitbox will not register the hit, right? If you are to try to attack here with the sword, it will actually not register the hit. Yeah. It will fix the issue with the pathfinding, but it will not like work well with the attack. The other thing I could do is do the exact opposite, where instead of leaving the enemy to have a hitbox that is like this, I could just make it a circle. And that would mean when you attack it, it will be easier to hit. It wouldn't like interfere with the pathfinding. So it will be a net benefit for the player in general. The only issue is when it attacks, because the collision box is not like this, but is like bigger. That means if the player is like standing just enough, with just enough clearing to not get hit, you will get hit either way. Yeah. That's one thing that would like make it an issue. But that would be only for the attack. Yeah. So I could just mark it to be like a round instead. And that could be a good solution in theory. If I just go and do this and just say automatic, a full image and ellipse like that, this could probably work. And then I just reduce it a little bit just to make sure it's not like causing issues. 130. Like that. And in theory, that should fix the pathfinding and all the problems. But now it's hitting the edge more easily. Should I reduce that a little bit more? Okay, let me think. I can go up a few more pixels down, maybe. Hopefully it doesn't feel bad to try to hit it. No, it's getting stuck. Well, I suppose he kinda managed to move through. Shit. Go away. Go away. Alright, it doesn't have a case for when it gets hits, so that's another issue. Well, but the pathfinding kinda works. It kinda works. Yeah, it gets stuck right there, trying to turn. That is working just fine. Now it's just the pathfinding that is causing issues. A little bit. right there. It's like not quite getting through. Yeah. Hmm. I think this will you have like 2-3 collision masks for one moving, one for being attack, and one for when you are stacking. I suppose you have to run the problem of not being able to hit, not being able to get hit, or not being able to hit their target. Yeah. Hmm. Ah. Hmm. Right now it's like kinda working, but not quite. Hmm. I could. Can I tolerate a few more pixels? I really don't want to. So it actually like can go through the gaps. Like right there is stuck already. Yeah. Maybe I can reduce it a bit more. Hold on. Instead of this, let's drop it a bit. Hmm. Yeah, it's getting like stuck there. Maybe the collision is still too big still. Shit. Ouch. Ouch. Good night, Ricardo. Good night, good night. Rest well. Ouch. Still getting stuck, huh? That is hitting something already. Why are you detecting a collision there? That's weird. It shouldn't be detecting a collision there. Is maybe my collision detection not set correctly? Huh. Whoa. Yeah, that is like getting stuck. That's like not set correctly. I think maybe my calculations for the collision of the grid is not quite correct. Huh. Let me check this. Nagata the Muse Avatar sleeps just land when she's thinking. Okay, that's working better. Yeah. Not getting stuck so far. Okay. What if I go over here? There you go, stuck. Ouch. Let me move. Move. Come on. Let me. Ah, there we go. It seems to be working fine so far. Okay, it seems to be working now correctly. You can hit them kind of engage. Yeah. Okay. I think this is working correctly. Okay, the board apparently is like functional now, which is good. Let's check the next one. We want not this. We want the bunny we checked. The hedgehog. Oh, it's raining. Excuse me. The hedgehog. Yeah, it's good enough to move on. We will check those details a little bit better later. Let's leave that issue to future me. Okay, I didn't put the... and that's a crash. Let's see, what issues do you have? First, we have a haunting that is overwriting the pathfinding. Okay. Get attack position. Check direction and move. Wind up. Pathfinding done. Actually, we can kill this code. Literally. in theory. Okay, let me make the sprites, the placeholders. Hedgehog. We need alert. And we need wandering. Okay. So we will grab this, duplicate, move it over here. And then we just change the name. Alt. 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 There we go. Nice. Then we need the wandering, so let's duplicate that. And this is WDG. Yeah. Okay. WDG. 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 There we go. So that should prevent it from going invisible. And let's see what's up. Okay, you are hitting the wall already, which is lovely. Maybe I should make this a little bit more transparent. Now that I think about it, it will improve clarity quite a bit. Let's see. You. I need to change the alpha. So browse set alpha. Let's put it to half. And so I can actually see what's happening. And back to 1. Utility. That did nothing. Lovely. It didn't have a lot. Does the set alpha don't affect the triangles? Oh, this is the triangles. Excuse me. I should put it over here. Okay, thank you for coming, Joshua. Thank you, thank you. Good night, rest well. Good night, good night. Bye 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 bye. Rest well, rest well. Night, 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 night. And wait until next Monday. So that is hitting the wall right there. Okay, so let me remove what I put there. Let's see. I need to change the sizing of that thing. So we go to the idle. Grab this. And let's see. Mayangi hedgehog. The size is not bad, but not quite good either. I can probably get away with making this slightly smaller. Maybe a little bit more. No, that might be too much. Let's put it like this. Can't wait for the Thursday Hogwarts Legacy. You just like to watch me suffer? I can tell. Indeed. Indeed. Still colliding, huh? Interesting. Hmm. I can maybe go a little bit lower. Or maybe I can increase the size of the collider. Hold on. Collision radius. Let's go to a 7. Maybe that would like make it more feasible. Not yet. Okay, let's make it 9 then. There we go. Now that's way more useful. Ah, this guy got stuck. Right, you can go over here. Nice. And what it does, it just rolls up if you get close. It should be able to like interrupt him. Ah. Come here. It does interrupt, but the distance is not like a nice one. Maybe I need it to be a bit more. This 96, let's cut it to 64. And the one on the detection radius and times range, let's set this to. Actually, let's set this to 64. And yeah, let's set it like this. The car. It's a hedgehog, not a car. Even though it does look a bit like a car. Really? I got stuck there. Oh. It seems to be working just fine now. The only issue maybe is that the fact it doesn't do any damage. Maybe. Yeah. Hold on. So it... Ah. I clicked on the wrong thing. This guy is just curling up. So the bend on attack, it requires I think I'm gonna have to do my own attack function. I think I deleted the other one. Since I want it to function like the... Oh, 1 second. My cat wants to leave the room. I'll be right back. One moment. I'll be right back. 1 second, 1 second. Hello. 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 Verthandy. Okay, on attack. Let's see. Oh yeah, I wanted to use the code I have for the turns. These ones. For the attack. This one. Basically, you just hurt the player if we overlap. But I want to do it like a little AoE. So let's do a little AoE. And here would be attack power. Pierce the damage, the knockback, I suppose. What was the variable? Shock, attack power, detection range. Knockback. Okay. I will just like that, and we will say +1, -1, +1, -1. And that way we do AoE hit. Actually, I don't need this. I can just do it like this. And then why do you use variable definitions rather than just setting them in the create event? What do you mean? These things? Basically because when I first started using a game maker, I was not aware that variable definitions existed, right? And once I find out variable definitions existed, I went a little bit crazy with it. So I added a bit too many variable definitions that really serve no purpose here, right? After that, I started to reel it back, and then I have like a bunch of variable definitions I don't really use, right? Basically, this I was planning to use by modifying the parent event depending on what I needed, right? And it got a little bit out of hand. And then I just have like a bunch of variables I don't really use down here. For example, HP. I don't have any reason to have this here. I just need much HP. There is no reason for me to modify specifically the current HP. But I made a variable thinking I would need it. And I don't. I need to clean this, actually, quite a bit. Yeah. So yeah, that's why I have so many variable definitions. I'm not really using that many. For example, attack power, I do use, right? Because I need to check how much damage the enemy is going to do to the player. But things like recall path and HP and direction and state, those I don't really need, but I have them for no good reason. Yeah. Let me check if this works. So on attack, you will come close to the thing and go back. And this doesn't, it does do damage, but only if you get too close, I suppose. Ouch. Let me see. I need to check the on attack. On attack. Where is the on attack? Do I not have it here? I do. So you use them when you plan to alter the variables to adjust them, just look the difference between objects instances? Yes, basically. So for example, you can see here the Warp, Bunny, Hedgehog. All of them basically share most of the behavior, right? They just get close to the enemy. This one just goes into defense mode. The Bunny has a little slam attack, and the Bird has a charge, right? If you ignore the sprites, the only difference between these three is the way they attack, right? So I can like modify the damage, speed, and all that kind of stuff. And those are like shared variables that I need to modify to differentiate all three, right? But there is like other variables like I don't really need, right? That I for some reason added to the definitions. Like for example, I have no reason to fine-tune the state or the direction the enemy is facing. Yeah. But they all three have them, right? And I don't need them here in the variable definitions. I could put those on the create, right? Because I don't need to really modify them. Yeah. That's the thing. Yes. Yeah, like that, indeed. You are quite correct. Indeed. Indeed. Let me check again. Do you come close? I'm going to ball. If I get close, I get hit. But it's actually a bit hard to get hit, huh? Maybe I should expand the range a little bit. Let's set this to a variable. And let's call this range and set it to 2. And I can just switch the one right here. Ah! I got stuck. Okay, so that works way better. It comes close, goes into a ball, and then if you get too close... Oh, wow. If you can get close... Ow, ow. Ow. You take damage. Yeah, maybe I need to increase the range a little bit. Hello, come here. Okay, it seems 3 is working the best. So it comes close and becomes the little ball. And if I touch it, I get hit. Yeah. That seems to be working fine. Yeesh. Now for the next enemy. We remove this guy and go into the mall. Yeah. Why does he have glasses? Because chat bought it so. Let's hear more. We only have the attack animation end. Okay. And it's just creating a projectile. By the way, chat, she means Ricardo. Indeed. Okay. So let's test it out. Let's see. Alright, I forgot about the... That actually looks pretty nice. There is the throw. I need to increase the range, I suppose. It got stuck. Hmm. Okay. So it seems to be working like kinda okay-ish. The attack range is not quite good. I think I should put this to be as big as I can. And it got stuck maybe because I parried the projectile, maybe? I forgot to add the sprites. That's an issue. Let me add the sprites. Enemies. Big one, the mob. Alert. One enemy. There we go. That's the alerts. Let me do the quandary now. I'll just grab this, replicate over here. Wandering. Okay, that way it won't go invisible. Yeah, okay. It was me parring the projectile. So this one is actually working correctly. It just has an issue when it gets hit. Yeah. You followed 2 other game dev both are gone now as suddenly disappeared, not credited? Really? Huh. Who are those? I'm interested. I do follow a few developer VTubers, but they are like very spotty, where they are not very constant. Yeah. But they do come like randomly, right? I guess that's the fate of game devs in general. Appears, shows the game normal progress, disappears. Yeah. Oh, it's not censored lingo. Maybe you are not very aware about what the VTubers are. You see, originally, here is a little history lesson about people that use avatars like mine. Originally, this originated in Japan, right? And it came from anime, specifically idol anime, right? And the idol culture in Japan is that a girl, usually a teen, joins this like group of singers and dancers, K-pop style, right? They quit school, join the entertainment business, and they are meant to be like this idealized, like dream of what a teen girl should be, like perfectly pure, perfectly like cute and like naive and everything, right? And when they reach certain age, they leave the group. Usually it's called graduating, because they don't really quit. They leave the group to become actual singers most of the time, right? So when VTubers came, animes featuring like these kind of stories existed in Japan, and the main corporations that created B2B, like made it like professional, they grabbed onto the animes about idols and use it basically. Yeah. So graduation is not always retiring. It's just simply leaving the group. Yeah. Yes. Because in Japan, in the idol industry, usually it's the same thing as it's a literal graduation. Yes. They either become like actresses or singers, or they just drop off the face of the earth. It depends on whatever the girl choose. Yeah. Yeah, that VTuber that died and came back is simply a little bit crazy in the head. Yeah, I did heard about that one. Yeah, that girl is like weird. Yeah. That's why the word graduation is used in B2B. It's like this like shadow of the origin of B2B itself. Yes. Yeah, they just move on. Sometimes they just change persona because, mind you, if you are like contracted to a major corporation that is focused on the B2B business, most of the time the corporation owns the rights to the model, this moving avatar, right? So they have to drop the name and the appearance and get a new one. Yeah. So basically the voice actress has to leave the character behind. Yeah. And that's because of who owns the intellectual property, basically. Independent people like me own the IP, so we don't really need to like drop the character once we leave. We can even sell it if we want. Yes. So yeah. Graduating is basically just a term that got like carried over from the origin. Indeed. Ah, my voice is like giving up. Okay, this guy is working for the most part, so I think I will leave it like this. Let me just test it again. Mono Behavior is one of the ones I follow. I believe she's like very randomly streaming from what I have seen. Yeah. Well, I haven't checked on her in a while, so I cannot really say. Just checking if it actually does like damage. Okay. That's working. Is just the handling of getting hit that is a bit iffy. We can do that one with the rest. Let's see. Next one. Yeah, I did. Like I said, this particular stream in the week is probably my worst performing stream in general. Yeah. Now the ow. Yes. Indeed. That's indeed true. Yes. I did notice that. I forgot to add the... Oh, and it crashed. That's why I'm like struggling to figure out a way to keep the people entertained when I'm like coding. I was thinking of maybe making like mini games so you can actually play. Like something you can actually play on stream. That would probably be very smart. Yeah. I should probably do that, actually. Evilao? It kinda is evil. I'm not gonna lie. I forgot to add the sprites. And it crashed again because I forgot I didn't do any modifications. Okay, so let's see. You have just a ++ on attack rate. Attack rate 0 on hunting rate. This is supposed to do the pathfinding. Then here we check direction. Pathfinding done. Okay, I don't actually need anything here. I can just nuke it. Attack range greater than that. We change to attack. Then we go back to 0. We have attack function. It just creates the go instinct. Honor ID, Queen Stream, target. This target is going to make us crash. This position, get melee front. Okay, so we are placing it on the melee front. Okay, this is just fine. This went up. I don't think I need it. It might help. I don't know. Personally, I'm not interested in minigames. I'm here for QBW Plus using your games. Which you use. Yeah. Yeah, someone who is actually interested in coded will probably find this stream very interesting. At least I hope so. Yeah. So this is just like changing the handling the attack rate. What am I using over here? On the wind up we have how many frames? Quite a bit, okay. Wind down. We have also quite a bit of frames, okay. So I don't really need to handle the attack rate. I could just kill this. That means I can remove that. And also means I don't need this, which means I don't need to modify this. And this just handles the attack. And we go straight into wind down. Do I need to handle the wind down? On animation ends, counting on an attack. We do that on activation end, we're going to wind down already, so I don't really need to trigger the wind down here. But this does need like a check so it doesn't spam the wind the thing here. Let me check this. This is created. We have the push function. Okay. We have a timeout, and then it self-destructs. Okay, so I can just have like a projectile variable. So I can say just wind equals no one. And then I will say instead of instances, I will just say wind equals this. I don't need the wind down. And I will check if instance exists. Wind. Then we do this. No instances exist of this, we create it, right? And that will self-destruct eventually. And this I can put inside because we don't need to use that. Okay. And for any extensions DLS, I find plugins help. I was worried about him because he was from Ukraine time zone. Ah, I see. I see. I'm glad at least this helps you a little bit with the coding. This code I have is very dirty because I literally, this project, the one I'm working here, is the one I use to actually learn Game Maker Studio. So it's very like, has a lot of dead code and things that don't really work. Okay, this should fix the issue. And I believe I need to set the attack range. I will put it to the room size also. Attack range. Room underscore width. There we go. One thing that really like made things harder for me is the fact that this language doesn't have overrides. Overcharge, excuse me. That really messes with me. I forgot to make the... Let me put the missing sprites. Wandering. Wait. Did I just move all this without thinking? I moved this without thinking. Duplicate and then move. That's how bugs are born. By the way, do you do the art for your game or not? I've been wondering that. Movement. Let's duplicate this and put it over here. WDJ. Because I'm pretty sure there is going to be a few streams where I'm going to be just doing art. It's really just shade. That's fine, that's fine. Okay, let's test. It's moving just fine, at least for now. It's not really attacking. Oh, it is attacking. Oh, it really is focusing me, huh? Maybe I should like not make it so it moves towards the player. Maybe I need to be making a pathfinding that it goes along the wall and it just like tries to line up against the against the player. Trying to move on to Godot. I was hearing that they made a new like rival to Godot called Red Dot, and I'm kind of interested in like checking it out. The devs look a little bit more like capable. Oh wow, you're like kinda stuck there, huh? Let me change the collider for that. Idle. Put it the way is like that. Yeah, that needs some really big work. An ellipse, and let's make it 428. Well, I can leave this to 25. I don't think it will affect. Okay. Why does the tornado just sit there? Oh, you see, there is this feature in most programming languages where if I create a function like this, function, let's say pickup, right? If I make a function called pickup like this with some code, right? I can make a different function with the same name but with a different input. Like let's say it receives a drop, right? Right? This, in theory, should be possible. This is called overcharge. That way, whenever I want to use the function, I can literally just say, pick up blah blah blah, right? But GameMaker doesn't have that. This doesn't work. For example, I could do pick up and say X, Y, or also add another that said, you know what? It will be something specific, right? Like this. But that doesn't work. This is called overcharge. And the reason it doesn't work is because this language doesn't have a strict typing. That is, this variable I just put here could be whatever I wanted, right? Because I could put, for example, here a number, and for example, put this as a string. In theory, other languages, if you do this, they will say, okay, this is one function, this is another function, and this is a different function, right? So depending on whatever you give the function, the language will say, oh, you are talking about this one, right? But here, because the typing is not set correctly, the language doesn't know which function I'm talking about. It will confuse these two. But that means I can do something very funny. You see, if I have a function like this one, right here, because the typing is not set. If I have here something like a number dot x blah 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 or something something plus number dot y, right? This function, as long as whatever I give it here has the variables x and y, it will work. It doesn't matter what I put here, right? So I could put here vector 2, right? That has the values x and y inside. So I can do vector.x or vector.y, right? Those are valid. Also, it will accept things like the object player, because the player also has an x and y, right? Or I can pass a tile set, because the tile set has x and y, right? As long as whatever I use for this exists within the variable, it will work. Yeah. So I'm taking advantage of that at various locations of the code. Because the typing is not set, I can do nonsensical stuff like this. Yeah. This shouldn't be like possible, but I'm taking advantage of the little issue they have with the typing. Yeah. So improvements here, improvements there. I don't remember what I was going to do. Let me run again. Let's see. What was your issue again? You're working fine. Oh, and why the tornado doesn't move? It was just a way to represent the source of the wind. Yeah. It doesn't really work as a tornado. I like my little wind animation though. I think it looks good. You want to use Godot and Red Hat because they are free? Yeah, that's a really good reason to use them. Yes. This one seems to be working just fine. Maybe I need to change the pathfinding. I need to make another for the birds so they don't like behave like this. I'm thinking of how to fix this. Maybe I could change instead of targeting the player, maybe I should target a position. Yeah, too. That could be an option. Now that I think about it. Huh. Yeah. Hmm. Game Maker charges you when you make a commercial product. So you can, as long as your game is free, you can use it as much as you want. Yeah. I do believe there was also like, if you earn more than a certain amount, you need to pay like the 100 or something. I don't remember actually. It's something I need to check eventually because I'm going to sell this one. Yeah. Hmm. I believe you can simulate the 3D. Yeah, I do believe you can simulate 3D. Even I can do it here. Do you want me to do a little test?
Hola,
That sounds like an interesting experiment. Hola, Spy. Bienvenido, Spy. Welcome, welcome. So let's do a little test, shall we? Let me create an object. I will need a sprite. Let's just keep the name like that. And an object, right? I will assign the sprite to the object. And I will make a very simple image. How about I will just make something with like a size like this. Let me switch that so it's not white. We have that, and then I will actually let me undo this. Come on. Really? Does this don't have a proper undo? Okay. Let's make about 8 frames. And what I'm going to do is, starting from here, I'm going to just like make a bigger square. Just to test my abilities with 3D on Game Maker. Okay. So what I'm going to do is set it like actually would it be better if I just like make this more clean? Hold on. What if I do this? I will just make an X. Just so it's more clean. So we can actually see perspective, that is. Let's leave that black. And what I'm going to do is over here I will make a draw event, and here I'm going to draw the I make a 4 bar I equals to 0 I under image what was it, number I plus plus, and here what I'm going to do is draw sprite, and I need the sprite that is sprite index, that is the one we have, and then we go for sub image will be I, the position would be your x and y, and I will add here how about I add I for now, just to test, followed by a scale. To make the scale like look better, how about I set the scale in x and y. I'm trying to think. Hold on. I just keep that as a variable. Bar scale on x and on y. And I will set it for now to 1 because I'm not sure in my brain how this is going to work. I'm literally improvising. Color, we will have it as the default. Alpha default. So X scale, Y scale, color will be the default white. Alpha is 1. And I need image underscore angle, and we will increase it by 0.5 each frame. And let me put this on the thing. Let's see how it looks. What the actual fuck just happened? Wait. Let me remove the enemy. Title text. Sprite. Oh, it's titled. That's the issue. Why is this titled? Draw a sprite. X, this is the one I wanted. Sprite should be matched. X and Y, that's fine. Scale. Okay, rotation. I can put the rotation. I can ignore it, so I can just set it to the basic alpha for now. And change it afterwards. Okay. There we go. We have 3D. Looks a bit weird because I didn't center the the sprite. Let me center this. How does that look? I think it looks kinda nice. What do you guys think? Actually, I can make it more interesting. I can say the Y scale to 0.5 and the E, I will multiply it by, let's say 4, and let's go in the other direction. Like this. There we go. 3D. Huh? Huh? What do you guys think? 3D. It looks awesome, huh? Show me the code again. Here you go. This is the code. What I'm doing is very simple. Instead of drawing the sprite as a game maker does, what I do is that I squish it, right? So it's no longer a square. And then what I do is, starting from below, I draw the sprite, right? And then on the next level, I draw the next frame of the sprite. And I do the same a little bit higher. And then I do the same on the next one. That's what the 4 is. 4, right? Like this. Yeah. And I make the illusion that we have a 3D object. Basically is what I'm doing. I'm basically stacking the sprites and drawing from below to the top. I can probably make it a little bit more clean if I do this. I go over to the sprite, and this I will simply set to different colors. And actually something not so bright. Blue and red, yellow. And I can do the same over here. Misclick. To make it more clean, more visible. Maybe I should just do all the frames instead of going one by one. Like this. And then we can do the red. And over here with the orange. The green. Like that. And that looks like this. There we go. Look at that. It's more obvious that is a stacking of images. But I believe it looks pretty good. I can make it a little bit less tall. Where is it? I close this. And I can cut this to 2. And I can slow the rotation also. There we go. Look at that. There you have 3D. If you have more frames than the ones I did, you can actually make some very cool looking stuff. Yeah. Yes.
Time alert.
Oh, it's time already? Okay. Let me do something very funny. You see, here I'm increasing on 1 by 1, right? So what if I cut it in half? Right? That would mean we'll be going through this at a different scale. Now, this image I can duplicate a few times and remove some of the middle. And then I can increase this, increase those. And to make things look more clean, let me change the colors a little bit. Let's do it, and let's put it like this on this one. And let me use this one. Okay. And we have 4, 4, 4. Okay. Now, to make it look correct, I need to change the scaling. Where is it? Over here is. Let's make it so it's scaled correctly to 1. I believe that should be correct. And I will multiply this by 4. And we should get a little tower. There we go. Tower! Ta-da! Ta-da! Also, I can do something also a little bit funny. If I move this to the corner, and this one is right there, so I can put this here. Yeah, okay, right there. And the dot, I will put it also around here. Also, I think there is fine. Okay, check this out. Huh? Even more 3D. The illusion is even better. Ta-da! I can slow it down a little bit because it's moving a little bit too fast. How about I set it to 0.1? There we go. If you want it to look more clean, even, I can set it to something smaller like this. And instead of multiplying by 4 here, what I can do is just I can simply say repeat this, and I need you to repeat this a total of about 8. Repeat 8 this, and we increase a little bit each time, like this, and that will make it more smooth, even. It didn't do what I thought it was going to do. Well, oh wait, I know what to do. Hold on. I just need to make this bar j equals 0 and change this for j, and then we add j right here. And that should clean it up. That's going way faster than I thought it would. Why are you rotating so much? J grayscale y -1 image alpha. Well, maybe I can just move this outside actually, like that. There we go. Now it's going very slow. Increase the speed. It looks quite smooth, I would say. Let me set this to 80 right here, and this will look like this. Nah, that's a bit trippy. But there you go. It's working quite nice, I would say. Probably because I have this variable inside. Like that. Okay, final try. Oh, that's way too big. Wow. Oops. There we go. That looks very smooth now. It's still a little bit tall, but it looks quite nice. I like to experiment. It looks quite nice, I will say. Don't you think? Yeah. It does look 3D, I will say. I would need to like do some serious reworking of my code to actually integrate 3D. But you can do 3D in Game Maker if you try hard enough. There you go. If you want to check the code, here is the code. You can probably make this a little bit smaller, so it's not like that tall. But there you go. This is the code for 3D in Game Maker. Yeah. And I did this off the cuff. And delete. There we go. That's my little diagram with the 3D. With 3D. Yeah. Okay, let's end it here.
Outside of GMS, I'm useless. A zoom on cursor code impressed the hell out of me. And for any extensions /DLLs I find plugins /help. GMS can be surprisingly powerful. Holla
Yeah. Oh, there you go. There you go.
Time alert.
There you go. Let's finish this. Thank you so much for coming to the stream. Muchas gracias por venir al directo. I'm going to end here. We did a little bit of improvising with 3D, but there you go. Hicimos un poquito de improvisación with 3D, pero paremos aquí. Good night, bye bye, buenas noches. When is the next one for Game Maker? It will be on Sunday. Yes. Indeed. It will be on Sunday. Yeah. Good night. Thank you for coming. Good night, rest well. Good night. Bye bye. Adios. Buenas noches. Good night. Bye bye. Adios. Bye bye. Good night. Bye bye. Wah.
GMS can be surprisingly powerful. Yeah, T but RN it's literally just shapes, haha. Yeah, don't get me wrong, I love GMS. I tried some other ones and they take forever to test stuff /compile or delete files XX. Yeah, I started GameDev with RPGmaker, then Stencil, touched GMS a bit. Planning to move on to Godot. Nice, Godot just dropped a new version too. Yes, apparently Godot was stagnating so they made the fork. Why does the tornado just sit there? Sneering face emoji. Also, what was the overcharging you were saying GMS doesn't have? The tornado is a turret that fires wind projectiles. I might move to Unity at some point cause a buddy of mine uses it. I'd like to make a game with him /someone someday XD. Oh, I see. I'm glad it doesn't work, that would confuse the heck out of me. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Sneering face emoji, Naya tilde. I want to use Godot /Redot because they're free. A lot of the engines don't charge you up front but a low percent from what her game makes. I think Unreal is 5%, GMS is up front, from when I saw last, but it's like $100. Or maybe it's free now again, smiley face emoji, they change their minds often. I think I may have to use Unity, because I'm not sure Godot /Redot have spine /live 2D support.
Hola, ajá.
Hola. Hey rabbit.
Como tan pato. Justo llego al final XD.
1 to 2 equals go backwards /forwards 1 frame BTW. GMS does support spine, smiley face emoji, would have to accept the terms in game options have it registered or WE. OKMB. Limao. Ha-ana. Looks alien. A being from the 4th dimension. WTF is this magic? I mean I was talking about Live 2D Limao. Looks cool though.
._.xd.
Show me the code again Plaza.
Inserte el GIF de la cucaracha gamer girando del hace varios streams atrás de la ruleta rusa de Mew.
Amazing. Built up layers. Hit the hashtag 2. On our keyboard to go forward 1 frame. True, not bad. Cool trick. Also, time alert, Limao. Lol.
XD.
Make it a boss. The only 3D thing in the game def looks strange but that is cool.
Me pregunto si Game Maker soporta la visualización de modelos 3D aparte de la manera en la cual está usando justo ahora. .xd. Es inoptizante.
Oh ha 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 ha. Clapping hands emoji. Dang zoomin.
It's a flash prison of ultra kill dorso de mano con dedo índice hacia la derecha. No sabía qué poner porque no existe el emoji de cubo diagonal rombo 3D. XD.
Aha. Would be funny if that's how otherworldly demons look to them. Having so much fun on the 3D object lol. Nice I would be terrified if I saw 4D shapes floating in front of me. Yay nice tower Mew. Nah tilde. I will not be doing 3D in Game Maker, smiley face emoji, but def surprised me.
Ahora acá lo menciona de Z, como será la representación 4D de alguna cosa en la programación. .xd.
4D minor. Tie for the stream Mew, when is next one for GMS? 4D minor S basicamente Minecraft en 4D. Good night everyone.
La próxima ponga al Mauricio de Ultrakill girando Hasda.
GN everyone, Sunday yi.
Hasta mañana, cara sonriente. Mañana, cara sonriente.
Colon hand pink waving. Croissant emoji, rice cracker emoji, banana emoji. Sun emoji, black star emoji, crescent moon emoji. Good night. Buenas noches. Que descansen. Good night. Bye bye.
Yeah, cara sonriente.